Hello everybody, it's Nikos here. I hope you are well. I had to change the times for this week a little bit. Also, it's important that I'll figure out what times are best for most of the members. I've seen that usually the morning and the evening sessions in my time zone are the best. Also for most members, but I'm testing out some other times as well. So right now it's like half an hour to go before US opens, right? In my time zone, or I think so, at least. So it's also a very good time, but I'm not sure how many people can actually join live. I mean, it's recorded anyway, but yeah. Let's see. So thanks again for some of your charts. Also for the Rinko bar traders, I got the results from last month's live room, and I have some really great journals there. So yeah, next week we'll see how things are going there. Okay, now first of all, let's start, of course, with the Euro US dollar. We got our break. As we said, if the price is not going lower, you remember what we had here, this problem with the swing short actually being too close to the support in this range, and you can see the results. That's why we didn't take it. In the end, the price decided to move up, and it's already about 100 plus pips over the daily resistance line now. Okay, so on the 4-hourly chart, of course, we had this retracement here. We had a bounce on the 633 and the price moved up. So now we can start drawing a little bit of some lines here to find a little bit of support close to the 36. You see it's a little bit, we don't have a powerful trend. It's ranging a little bit, but in the end moving higher. So we ideally want to see another 4-hourly setup to be more conservative, or we wait for the daily 1 2 3 which would confirm of course this big weekly 1 2 3. Okay, we already had the white line, the 2 to 3 line break, but now we need to look for setups on the daily and 4-hourly for, of course, for swing traders. Now day traders, even day traders, should wait now for the price to relax, come back and find support. And if the price finds support right on our support line, then we start looking again for longs, and you can use your 1-hourly, 4-hourly, or 1-hourly, 4-hourly, 5-minute combination like we usually do to look for intraday setups, but not after another 1 2 3. So I'll make it here in the 4-hourly chart easier visible, and then a nice bounce. And in this area you want to start looking for intraday longs and leave the last lot to try to turn into a swing trade, because the higher time frames are just pointing up and telling us that the price right now really wants to move higher. Okay, so focus on longs and wait for good setups on the daily and 4-hourly, and if you can wait, then of course a nice retracement to down here to the support line, or you just use your 1-hourly chart as you already know and wait for another 1-hourly there, 1-hourly setup here. And if the price stops at the 36, then of course you want to look for bounce in this area, but don't do that on directly on the 1-hourly chart, because now it's too late. You know that you have to watch much closer to the trend line break using the daily chart and the weekly and everything. But if you get a bounce here, of course a 5-minute entry could be a nice solution also. Okay, so that's about it for the Euro US dollar. And of course we target the highs from the weekly chart. We're going to target 138 in extension, 138.80, so close to 139. There's nothing new. I just want to remind you, when the price bounces on support and we see the higher time frames start looking long again in this example, because we have the swing long trend, then the price moved already for a couple of days. So you don't chase it by just jumping in here. You wait for confirmation, which means you wait for your retracements, your 1, 2, 3, the lower time frame combinations, everything you already know. And if you're new to it, make sure in the members area you look for the second and third modules and watch the videos there. Okay, the basics, and of course we cover everything live anyway, but just a reminder, that's the way to do it. Now the USD CHF, we said okay, aggressive trading because the price is sitting between support and resistance on this daily chart. So everybody who took the short here only in combination with a 4-hourly, 1-hourly chart, or 5-minute entry using this daily or 4-hourly, 1-hourly, 1, 2, 3s, and then targeting the line here. So the price moved already about 100 points, and with a retracement in between. So I wouldn't touch it anymore until it's really bouncing again on support or resistance, or it actually breaks, right? Because it's not breaking, we are not interested in it. Yeah, there are other pairs that look much nicer. Kathy, are you still in your trades now that I see you here online? Do you have still some trades running? Okay, that's good. Now cable, we'll talk about the trade soon. Let me just what pair do you have still running, by the way? And anybody else having some positions open right now? Nobody? USD yen and CHF. You mean CHF USD CHF or CHF yen? CHF yen, okay. So first Ranjit USD GBP, okay. So you mean GBP USD, or was it a typo? You mean cable, right? Okay, you're short there. Did you take the 1-hourly short, the 1-hourly 1, 2, 3, the aggressive one on the 36? Okay, we'll see. Let me just do the analysis here again. Okay, so we have major resistance, the price retraced, it found the 12 EMA only, did not retrace back to the 36, but looking back on history, we didn't get retracements here as well. So it's the same story. We had a lot of resistance, but in the end the price retraced about almost 400 points, but then decided to move up. It's an uptrend, so in an uptrend, retracement or not, you have in the end to focus on the main direction. If you check the daily chart, you'll see after the price was hitting horizontal support, yeah, we had touches here. We had multiple touches coming from October 2013 at 1.6250, and then this area was acting as support. So we have horizontal support, price came back with also support line there, support in this area anyway. So the price retraced. Then we had the NFP news, and that helped also, and this pair moved up and broke the highs, so it moved up about 550 pips, and now it's retracing. And because that's an uptrend, but the price moved over 500 pips, there are two scenarios. It will find support a little bit lower where it is right now, maybe like 30-40 pips lower, or it will give us a nice retracement back to the 36 and then probably move higher. So what we want to do is actually watch closely on the lower time frames. It's a main trend here scenario. The main trend is long. So because we had the bounce and the opportunities already, after a big move like that, you cannot just look for new longs, right? You need to wait for the retracements and wait for the new bounce on the 36 and the support. These are always the areas you want to look out for when it comes to trading. Okay. Now, very important here that you shouldn't do that on the higher time frames, right? If you want to trade a retracement now, you say, okay, I want to go long, but price might retrace 200-300 pips before I can go long, before I get the bounce. So what can I do? Can I trade short? You can, if it makes sense. That means that if you have a big enough target, and that's always the 36 EMA or the major support line, in this case between 200 and 300 pips, then you might be able to take some nice trades, but you have to switch to the lower time frames, of course. In this case, the 4-hourly chart, and as you can see, after the 4-hourly trend line break, what happened? The price created only 1, 2, 3, multiple touches down here. Remember the range, and the crossover, and the price moved with a 50 pip stop, an aggressive entry, over 400 pips already. So looking at this, okay, could mean that you have to that the price could retrace back to the 36 for sure, maybe more. Why? Because it moved up 500 pips on this time frame with no retracements on the way. Yeah, the price moved up with no retracement, so no 1, 2, 3s after the tiny one here, the difficult one. That was not easy to spot. So we can expect a retracement of about 200 pips before it is reaching the 36, or maybe even more previous highs here, depending on the volatility and on the pressure. But right now on the 4-hourly you cannot touch it yet, because even on the 4-hourly this is still an uptrend, right? There's no reason for you to go long or to take shorts or whatever on this time frame, because you have still support, and as long as the support is holding here, yeah, you can only focus on longs after the bounce on support 36 or the support line. Only if it breaks you will be able on the 4-hourly to look for shorts. Okay, this did not happen. So what else can you do? Any ideas in terms of shorts now? Aggressive shorts. I say always aggressive because it's against the main trend. So what could we do in terms of shorts? Any ideas? Nobody? Daily is still long, uptrend. 4-hourly is still long, we have support. Is it that late in your time zone? You cannot think anymore. Lower time frames, okay. Ashley, lower time frames, there we go. Like what? Exactly, yeah. 4 minute. Yeah, exactly what we need is the lower time frames, like the 1-hourly chart. And there we need to wait for trend line break. So this is your trend supporting. You even got a nice 1-hourly 1, 2, 3. So that was a, except of the setup, it's everything else was perfect. You had a trend line break from the higher time frames. The price was over the 206.33. You had all the EMAs below price, and then you got a 1, 2, 3. Okay. So with a stop of about, like in this case, between 40 and 50 pips on the 1-hourly chart, price moved up very, very quickly. And then you also had, of course, some nice big candles here caused by news. So let's see. Ranjit says it looks like it's coming down to previous support, hopefully. So the main trend is long, but some people like to be aggressive. So what can you do? Looking at this, after this support and the 3 touches you have, the only support you can connect before it was breaking the 36 was that. So we don't have more history than just the 12 EMA touch, okay? And if you just ignore it and say, okay, if I don't have a trend line I can draw because I don't find 3 touches, I can still trail the 36. And if the price breaks the 36, we watch out for some setups. And what happens here, the price did not stop. It moved up a little bit, it crossed the 36, but it actually retraced about, if you see that's 120 pips move, it retraced about like almost 60, so it's almost a 50% retracement. And then we also got the 2 to 3 line break here, and the break was below the 36 and the 200, so that would be an aggressive short setup using the 1 hourly chart. Best you do that in combination with what? If you know support is close, remember on the 4 hourly chart the 36 is about 70 pips away. Yeah, also the previous high is about 70 pips. Exactly, you can try to combine it with a 5 minute if you don't like the 1 hourly. Now on the 1 hourly with a stop of about 35-40 pips, yeah, it's more or less covering the first and second lot according to the rules. So yes, you could try it out there, but ideally, because against the main trend and the trend is strong, you would look for 5 minute entries, see if you get something there. If you look at this chart, it just dropped, right? There was no smooth 5 minute setup. There was only a very aggressive one, but it was over the 200 EMA, and we want a setup on the 5 minute chart below the 200 or 633 EMA, and we didn't get it. The price moved down like nothing, retraced back up, and now it's ranging there. So no lower time frame entries. That means you didn't get your entries here, nothing. Only on the 1 hourly chart if you try to do this and target the support down here, okay? Perfect. So let me check out something. Okay. That's your resistance line now. That's the only history you have. And if the price, you see it's ranging here, retraces back and breaks this line, it moves up, then you can probably also start managing your remaining lot. Yeah, otherwise you leave it and target the 36 EMA on the 4 hourly, and in extension of course the 200 here, sorry for that, on the 1 hourly chart, because it's a little bit, the target's a little bit bigger here, okay, but more or less the same. It's not a big, it's a huge difference. Yeah, that's the only thing you can do against the main trend, but right now it's too late. Because the price is reaching support, is reaching the 36 EMA. It's like only 50 pips away, and it would be only interesting if it really breaks. Yeah, as we said before. So very important that you do the top-down approach correctly. Very, very important. Okay, what was your short? What was the price, Ranjit, on the short? Your entry price? Do you remember? Sorry, something is going on with this stupid recording here. I'm recording, but it looks like it's breaking in between. It's stopping or pausing or whatever. Ranjit, what are you saying here? The other trouble is when you are making silly moves like this, the market goes racing away in the opposite direction. If If I was smart, I would have been making exactly, yeah, that's it, exactly what I said before. Every time you try to cheat yourself or the market, it goes against you and you are not in the trade. You are probably in, but it's going against you, as you said, and you're losing instead of winning. So you do these mistakes 2-3 times, and then you have to learn. You cannot continue doing this because it will take you forever to grow an account otherwise. Okay. Okay, the euro yen, here the same story, right? We had the 1, 2, 3, we had major support, 2 to 3 line break, main trend is still going, the daily chart looks great, we had this range, and remember what we said last time. Yes, you had the daily 1 to 3, but the price retraced back up, and that was not a good entry candle, right? This was a candle with a tail, and we don't like that for shorts, especially if we have a wedge like this and it's getting small. So we wait for the price to get out of this. You can now draw the line a little bit over this range because the range is over, so you have more touches to connect, and now you see the clean break, and that looks like a direction right now, okay, compared to this here. So the price decided to go with the main trend. That is something that just happens all the time. Yeah, if the main trend and the higher time frames is up, the lower time frames in the end will follow. And again, I'll tell you, how many traders do you think watch daily and weekly charts? Almost nobody, unfortunately. Okay. But if you do that, you have this big advantage over everybody because you know where the market wants to go, and you cannot see that on the daily, on the 1 hourly, 5 minute or 50 minute, whatever charts people use. You need these higher time frames. Now that we have the break and the daily looks like this, you need this entry. If this candle is closing like this, this would be a trend line break, aggressive entry trade, something we covered like last year. That would be a long aggressively after trend line break using the weekly chart, the higher time frame as a filter. Okay, but ideally what we want is a 4 hourly 1, 2, 3 now, or 1 hourly 1, 2, 3. Now on the 4 hourly you have your support now, and we put this on our watch list. We want to have this pair on our watch list if you're not already long and have big swing trades running. And on the 1 hourly chart you had some aggressive entries, but I say aggressive because this was really spiking, and that's not what we call let me delete the lines, a classic nice looking setup, right? So ideally another setup on the 1 hourly, 4 hour with a retracement to the 36. Look at this spiking candle, probably caused by news, and a close of the candle way above 0.2 on the 1, 2, 3. So that's usually not what we want to do. Okay, so far. Okay, perfect. Is it okay now? So we had our daily 1, 2, 3. It never broke the line, fortunately, because it would have been too small probably for an entry, but not big enough. But of course we would have. Let me go back here. It would be nice. Would have been nice to see the price going down actually to the major support line, the 36. That did not happen. Okay, what can we do? We have a big spike here. So now again a break. Last time we already got our more, let's say, small setups here on the 4 hourly chart. It's still going up, yeah, but it's not going up that quickly, so we might get another retracement to the 36 here. And everybody that is swing long already since what was it, down here when we took the entries, or was it somewhere here and here? Okay, the swing longs are still running, of course, the hedged positions are closed now, but the swing longs are in, and we still have to target the highs up here, which is about what, about 400 pips still to go. Okay, and if that high breaks, of course it would confirm the continuation of this trend, and we go for monthly targets on the monthly chart, and that would be the highs, the lows, sorry, coming from 2003. That's here. It would be over the 200 EMA, and it would be the 180 area. That's the target on GBP JPY for longs for now. Okay, so for new setups you need again 4 hourly, or even a nice daily 1 2 3 would be a confirmation. Like, it would be best, now that we have the crossover, that at some point we see something like that would confirm that the price stays here. Now if the price is not staying here and it goes back down and stops somewhere here, then we have ourselves a range. And then we have to wait. So ideally we would like to see the price moving much higher. That would be great. Okay, if it could move quickly, that's correct. Okay, now USD yen, we had let's give me a second here. We had a 1 2 3, a daily 1 2 3. What we did not have was again here we said an aggressive entry, because the candle, the 2 to 3 line candle, was not perfect, right? In a range against the main trend, especially. Look, that's an uptrend, so we trade longs ideally, but if we want to take shorts against the main trend to target support, it's always aggressive. And if we trade aggressively, we want to make sure it's worth it. Here we had a 2 to 3 line break. It was a nice candle break, yeah, but what happened, the candle did not close low in the last third of the candle. That would be ideally what we would have liked to see here, but the price retraced, came back from here, closed 70 pips higher. It was still a 2 to 3 line break, but that was not a great candle. And we say usually if we trade with the direction of the trend, then we don't mind too much. Okay, but we trade against the main trend and we're getting close to support 200 in the support line, so it would be great to see the price closing low, because that would indicate volatility in our direction against the main trend. But the price came back the same day, closed up here, and then after that it's kind of didn't go anywhere. Okay, and we said yes, you can still take the trade if with the stop of 100 pips it's covering the first and second target, so more or less it did. But because it's an aggressive entry now against the main trend and not a good candle, you have to lower the risk to the minimum of 0.2, 0.3%, maybe 0.5% maximum. Okay, and then that means that you would be still in, but the price right now is not going much your way, right? Maybe later on, but not right now. It retraced back. It's actually more or less where you entered, and you have a white candle also. So this is the resistance line. As long as it's holding, great. If it's breaking, it will hit your stop, or you manage it before it hits your stop, and then you focus on the main trend, which is long, weekly uptrend. Okay. Okay, and now the gold. As I said, I'm expecting this scenario. So we have the first touch on the 36. If it breaks and I get my 1 2 3, I will certainly look for longs here to target this range coming from last year. But if it's only a bounce and the price comes back here into this wedge, I will not touch it at all. You can then trade it on lower time frames to target the support, but I personally don't do it. You could do it on the 4 hourly, 1 hourly chart. Yeah. Okay, also the Australian dollar, US dollar is still trending up on the 4-hourly chart. Remember, we had our daily 1, 2, 3, but now I wouldn't look for more 4-hourly, 1-hourly long entries because it's out of steam. I would wait for some nice retracements here like this on the daily chart. If you're not already long, of course. If you're already long, you just have to manage the remaining lot. So we have to wait again, and then we would target this line later on. So keep an eye on this as well. USD CAD, Vasily is here. Okay, are you still in that swing along, Vasily? Do you still have the mind of steel? Trying to keep the last position here. I'm not sure if Vasily is listening. Okay, there we go. You're still in 310 pips. Okay, well done. You see the price is retracing, but it's not really breaking the 36. It's still playing around here for now almost a week in this area, right? So common sense, logic, simple rule, if the price cannot move lower, it'll probably move higher in the end. So if that's not breaking, going down to our major support line, we'll probably get a white candle soon that would trigger more longs. Okay, now that you are already long here, you don't mind because it's a win-win thing for you. You have one lot running, so no problem. But it's worth watching, yeah. And if it's bouncing, you might even get more entries to reinstate the existing longs. So everybody, please watch out. USD CAD is sitting on support. It's a major 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's on the daily chart, and we had already a lot. So you probably don't want to take it on the daily chart that late, but you could watch for 1-hourly and 4-hourly setups for sure. What about the Dow? As we said, wait for the price to break the range. It did it. So what you now need is, if you're not already aggressively long, you need another setup, at least on the 4-hourly, 1-hourly, because the Dow came out of this wedge, and it's also weekly, huge weekly, 1, 2, 3. There we go. We had the bounce, so powerful bounce trade, and now it's up already like 800 points. Yeah, hopefully you get a daily confirmation first, of course, if you're more conservative. Okay, GBP CAD. We call this one Gale's trade, right? Because Gale is in this forever. Some others are as well, but Gale is actually updating her trade a lot, making some videos out of it, and that's actually something really nice and good. If you do videos, it's good for your trading journal. You will always remember what you did, makes things really easy. And okay, 1, 2, 3s, 1, 2, 3s. It has bounced, but now we have a red candle here. Important is that the price breaks the previous highs. If it does not, probably, and it stops there, we'll probably find a range soon. So we have to watch out carefully here. There were chances to reinstate, but actually now you need to wait for retracement back to support a new high. In other words, another 1, 2, 3 to take longs again here. Yeah, and if it breaks the support line, then we can watch for shorts. And looking at the weekly chart, the shorts, hopefully not yet, would be best if the price could move up another, I don't know, 700-800 pips, maybe 1,000. Okay, but if we get the shorts, then we can target between 500 and over 1,000 pips for the retracement. So we will look for shorts then. And so here as well, keep tuned here. You keep an eye on this one. Very important. Okay, other not right now. Who is short? Did anybody trade the Euro GBP? I don't think so, right? We had the Euro CHF. No, we said we don't like this right now. We have daily candles of 20 pips here. That's just How do they say? Who said that? Was it Ashley? It's right now a zombie pair, like it's dead but still moving. Who made this joke? It was nice. I think it was Ashley, right? But I'm not sure. Okay, Euro Aussie. On the weekly chart, coming back, finding support right now, close to the support line, and we have the 633. Now on the daily you see it's still ranging there, so it's not going anywhere, and I'm not watching until the price really hits support or breaks resistance. It's kind of a range in this trend, so not that great. CHF yen, are you still in that one, Kathy? Was it the CHF yen? Who else? Greg. Okay. What time frame and entry price? 4 hourly. Okay. So did you take this 4 hourly 1 2 3, the aggressive one here, or the second one? $140. What did you say? 114. Okay, there we go. So that was the first one. Okay, so good entry. The stop about 90 pips. It should reach. It should have reached the first target, right? At least. So on the daily chart, now that it broke, you have also a big weekly 1 2 3. Now that you have your long scenario again, you could start targeting the highs from November 2013 for now, and of course up here for the remaining lots. 115.42, Greg says. Okay, well done, great stuff. Kathy is long since 109.84. 109.84. Let me check. That's a lot. When did you enter there actually? November. Are you talking about the same pair, or what happened here? 1 second, a little bit. So there we go. There's the weekly chart. Okay, so what you did, you actually managed this one on the weekly chart now, is that correct? Okay, there we go. That's something. I think that's great, because entering, like on the 1 hourly, 4 hourly, but then having the patience to actually wait for retracement on the weekly chart is not easy. Not any. Look, the price, if we look since somewhere here, 109 something, 84. So price went your way for 1,000 pips. I don't know if you had got the chance to hedge it, but it also went against you about 800, right? So it's not easy to hold positions like this. So well done. Okay, hedge trade. You took the hedge late, but it doesn't matter really, does it? I mean, hedging, if you know how it works, you do it once, twice, you can really enjoy it, because it's win-win. It's a win-win scenario. It's so much fun to do that. Okay, if you get some extra pips, there we go. Yeah, no stress at all. Well done. Now you target the highs, and then probably you have to go to the monthly chart to look for new targets, and you can scroll back forever. You won't find any, because these are the highest points, right? And that means that now that you don't have resistance, it could go up for a long time if the market wants to help you there. So well done for now, and let's hope the market is kind to you and gives you another 2,000 pips here. Would be great. Then we still have the Aussie CHF, and you see it's still ranging there. So yeah, there was this range in the trend and then up and down, and we had some people trying the bounce trades. Yeah, exactly. Everybody please, some sugar for Kathy. It's a wonderful trade and a lot of patience. Okay, now here you see on the weekly chart it's going down, yes, but now we look at a chart like this, it's not going anywhere. We have spikes all over the place. We don't like it anymore. We just wait for it to give us a direction. Now here we had the 1, 2, 3, it moved up about 130 pips, and it came back down exactly where it came from. So it's ranging. Ideally, we have now to wait for the price to get out here. So what you can do, you draw a horizontal line at the highest and lowest points like you have it here. Delete everything else and wait for the price to get out of there, and then you can start looking again. Yeah, that's the smartest thing to do. Okay, great. Do we have any other positions open and other pairs that I didn't cover? You took a trade on GBP New Zealand dollar with a 260 pip stop. Okay, 16 pips profit. Okay, don't worry. Jean open GBP JPY also. What you mean from the daily chart? Swing trade? 4 hourly. So profit target got hit. Okay. 4 hourly GBP JPY. Where is it? Let me just check something here. Oh, you took it. I think you took it directly from here, right? Was it not that aggressive? That tiny one here over the resistance? Okay, yeah, remember correctly. Okay, well done. Hopefully goes up to today or tomorrow, so it can hit also the second at least. A second too. Did it hit the second target as well? The second 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, what was the other pair? GBP New Zealand dollar. Let me see if I have it. There we go. So we have support. You have a big 1, 2, 3, but you can crossovers to both sides. So what you actually have, if you look at it, you have this pair sitting in a range, right? You have this pair sitting in a range. You just probably like the bounce on support plus that kind of 1, 2, 3 with the higher lows, and of course you need a big stop in this case. I don't know where exactly you ended, but yeah, the stop has to be big here, and now it's in profit. You say about 150 pips. Okay, now the trouble here is, I mean, it's well done that you tried that, because it's not an easy trade here, right? Why? Because it's a range, and on the other hand it's also a bounce on support, and the 2 and 633 close after the bounce here. You took this entry, right? So you saw that you took it, so it was a good exercise. So kind of a bounce trade in the range in combination with a 1, 2, 3, even knowing that you have crossovers here on both sides, but on the other hand this is still a higher low. So yeah, okay, why not? Now the target should be up here, and if the price reaches the 2 area here, the 2.0 or whatever 30 area, yeah, you should really make sure you take out most of the profits, like two parts of the trade, to create the win-win situation. Okay, because there's a big chance that it will fail here again and move lower just because that is ranging. Now on the weekly chart, as you can see, it looks like it wants to go up right now, but also on the monthly, it's a downtrend and it is sitting on major resistance. So we can say whatever we like. The fact that this is sitting on resistance, close to resistance, especially on this higher monthly chart, and that the main trend is down, is always a little bit dangerous. It doesn't mean that it has to go down now. It can also break and then we have a start of a new trend. In this case, you could probably be in this trade for months. Yeah, but if not, you have to be just careful and manage your trade. So hopefully it breaks the resistance and that you can turn this into a very, very powerful swing long trade. If not, you just start managing it. So you know, keep me updated with this trade. It's a very good example for a difficult bounce trade in a range. Yeah, well done anyway. I like it when people practice, and it doesn't matter if you do mistakes, you know. It's just some trades are conservative, some are more aggressive. It depends on what you like, and if you master it, then it's easy later on for you to make the profits whatever you decide to trade. Okay, great. So if you don't have anything else, we call it a day. I've recorded this session. I upload it tonight. Okay, and I catch you tomorrow. I think, what did we say tomorrow? I think we have the evening session, right? And I'll see you tomorrow again.